the 2A Boys Crown. That's where we're here. It's all part of Championship Saturday on Cox 9. Hoops Heaven continues here from America West Arena. Glad you could join us. Hi again, everybody. Kevin Ray, and I'm joined by a guy who knows a thing or two about championships. Fat Lever, former ASU standout, NBA standout. And Fat, what a great way to kick off the boys competition today. Out of the 2A, the defending champions from Valley Christian taking on a team that's had no trouble getting here to the championship. It's just winning them. It's been a little tougher for them.
And that's the key, Kevin. They know how to win. Can they continue winning? Valley Christian comes in with the overall best record. The Thatcher Eagles, they're contenders. They've been here before. They know how to win.
Well, the Thatcher Eagles coming in here, 4 straight title appearances. They do have one championship, and let's look at their road to the finals. They come in with head coach Kenny Smith. They're trying to take down the big dog as we look at their numbers so far through the tournament. 63-45 against Maricopa, a tight one there against Northwest Community Christian, a win by 3, and then relatively easy win yesterday, 53-38. As they make their way to the championship. Now, one of the players who figures today in a big way, Richard Ruiz. Valley Christian, I know, has this young man scouted.
They have to have him scouted. Richard Ruiz, one of the top three-point shooters in the conference, coming into the first round, had 7 three-pointers. The end of the first game of the semifinals, he shot big three-pointers at the end of the game to keep him in, but most importantly, he made his free throws as well.
Not only has Valley Christian made their way back here to the state championship, they have rolled up a phenomenal 63 wins in doing so. Just an outstanding, impressive run for this Trojans ball club. They come in under Greg Hogsma, and there's no doubt he has the arsenal, he has the weapons to get him another one.
And they got great contenders. They got competitors on the team. You look at Tim Krug, the #1 player, but he also has a great follow-through with Paul Hardiman and Mr. Majesty in the middle to help him out.
So far, Fat, as we get a look at the road to the finals, you'd have to say this team really hasn't been tested. Sometimes they become their own worst enemies, maybe not being concentrating quite as much, but that happens when you're as talented as they are. Tim Krug, one of the players, we saw him last year in the state championship. We know he will come out today with a big performance.
And they have to take it inside. Tim Krug down low, the biggest guy on the floor, they have to get the ball inside. With the Thatcher Eagles, that's what they have to stop the Valley Christian Trojans from doing, getting the ball inside, and if they can do that, contain the outside, they're in good contention.
Can the Thatcher Eagles wrestle away the state crown from the Valley Trojans? We'll find out. The 2A Boys Crown coming up next.
Now's the perfect time to start shopping on TV at HSN. Discover well-known personalities, name brands, and new products you can't find anywhere else. And if you've never shopped with us before, we want to give you $15 to try us out. Just call 1-877-FREE-HSN, and the $15 is yours. HSN, the place to shop on TV and online.
If you currently have Quest phone service, you're paying more than you have to. Switch to Cox Digital Telephone and you'll receive great savings every month over Quest with dependable service from Cox Communications. Plus, enjoy the same popular features Quest offers for less money. And you can even keep your existing phone number. So get reliable phone service for less than you're paying Quest. And keep your existing phone number. Call Cox Communications at 623-594-1144 and start saving today.
Back at America West Arena, Championship Saturday rolls on as 2A Boys State Crown up for grabs. The Thatcher Eagles taking on the defending state champion Valley Christian Trojans. We are underway. Kevin Ray, Fat Lever with you this afternoon. Glad you could join us. The Eagles come right out on the attack after winning the opening tip.
Pace of the ball game. Thatcher wants to get it up tempo, get Valley Christians in that running game.
Near steal. Out off the left wing. Now they feed it inside. Good strong post move. Ball batted away. And And Hardiman comes away with it for the Trojans. Hardiman, a 6-foot senior guard. He will have the rock in his hands a lot this afternoon. And there's the big fella, Krug. Got him low, bobbled him momentarily, and tied up, upset with himself.
Knows that you bring the ball down low, especially against a smaller team, they're going to grab at it.
Just away here. On the inbound, out to Hardiman. Thatcher coming out in the matchup zone as they try and guard the paint from Krug.
And Scroggins is going to have his hands full, keeping Krug away from the basket every time the ball is moved around the horn.
Lob inside to Krug, bobbled it for a second. Takes his time, gets his feet set, goes for the easy lay-in.
And then you see Valley Christian put a little pressure on Thatcher, but the best thing that Krug did, he kept the ball up high, whereas in the first time he touched the ball, he lost control of it, and the ball got on the floor, and he got in Thatcher's territory.
Back to Ruiz, Hardiman defending on him, and Hardiman not going to give him an inch. And that's really the key. Sometimes you don't see it often enough. It's just denying a player like that the basketball, Fat.
Once he gives it up, don't let him get it back. Paul Hardiman did just that, not let him get it back, and when he gets too close and you throw a hard pass, it's going to be deflected.
Hardiman lost the dribble for a moment, and then we get some human bowling there between Stevens. Scroggins takes it down the lane, and a charging foul. Krug did a nice job of getting himself into the paint and set up.
Krug being in the right position. Usually you see a big guy, he doesn't think about taking the charge. The first thing he wants to do is block the shot. That time you saw a great defensive play by taking the charge from the smaller guard.
Melhorn will inbound to Hardiman, who gives it right back. Melhorn, a 6'5" junior forward. Calling for some help. Krug lob it down inside to Majesty. Majesty too strong that time. Well, back come Ruiz and the Thatcher Eagles.
The thing about Thatcher, they're pretty patient with moving the ball around and taking good shots.
On the turnaround, unable to connect, Leon Johnson. Quick pass over the front court, going to be stolen away though by Brigham Stevens. Baseline right, 16-footer up and in for Nick Elkins, the 6'2" senior.
And that's what we're going to do in transition off a turnover. If Thatcher can score off turnovers, it puts them in position where they don't have to set up and worry about the big guys inside.
Ryan Roberts eyeing the 14-footer off the right wing. Too strong on that one. Tied at 2. Not quite 2.5 minutes gone.
See the guys out there sucking wind a little bit. Intensity of the ball game, being in a championship caliber game, and a lot of adrenaline flow.
Johnson on the little fadeaway as he tried to get it up over the outstretched hands of Melhorn. Leaves it short. Melhorn quickly up into the front court. Roberts gives up his dribble. Now he's got to find Majesty. Spinning left on the baseline. Shoots it up. But a whistle and a foul, and that's going to be 2 quick personals on Scroggins.
And Scroggins is the biggest inside player for Thatcher. You see when the ball gets down low, and Valley's trying to get the ball down low. Good position behind Majesty, but he's patient enough to wait to draw the contact and goes to the free throw line. Majesty and Krug, that 1-2 punch. Not just down low, but you'll see Krug come up to the top of the key and let Majesty work down low to get open, and then they switch their roles around, and that opens up the middle because the defense doesn't know who to guard on a consistent basis.
Majesty gets 1 of 2. His bodies go tumbling everywhere. Majesty with a strong game in yesterday afternoon's semifinal, a 71-55 victory over Bourget Catholic. Back they come to the front court after the turnover. Here comes Roberts.
Valley has done a great job putting pressure away from the ball so they don't have easy passing lanes for Thatcher.
Krug getting a push underneath by Nick Elkins, the 6'2" senior. 4:34 left here in this opening quarter of play.
We talk about fouls. The thing that Thatcher doesn't want to do is get in early foul trouble, especially down low with their biggest players.
Roberts lines up the three-pointer, won't go. Krug gets his hands on it. Now a scramble for the loose ball, and they force a tie-up underneath. And that's one of those underappreciated things about a big guy. You don't often see them get down on the floor, but with Krug, doesn't matter where it's at, when,
You're right, Captain. That's the key. That's key. Big guys don't like to get on the floor. They don't like to bring the ball down low where the guards are. But here you saw Crew go after the ball on the floor, and then you also saw 3 Thatcher players after the ball as well.
Hardiman doing an outstanding job on his ball denial against Richard Ruiz.
And what Paul's doing is once he gives up the ball, he's not letting him get it back. But once he passes the ball, he's not going down to help. He's staying with Ruiz the whole time.
Johnson on the pump fake and his leaner. He gets shut down inside by Crew. The ball does go out of bounds off the Valley Christian defender, so will belong to Thatcher. 3-2, Trojans on top here.
And then you see Thatcher goes into the out-of-bounds play, and the Valley Christian goes into a 2-3 zone. Let's see where Paul Hardiman stays with Ruiz at.
Ruiz got a shot, but Majesty got a piece of it. Back comes the Trojans. Quickly into the front court. Hardiman lob it down inside to Majesty. Here's turnaround is good. Terrific ball movement.
Great ball movement, heading to the wing, going back to the point. Makes it an easy pass for Paul Hardiman to throw it down low to Majesty.
Brigham Stevens coming out of the front court, and Roberts will be hit with the personal foul.
And you see Valley Christian giving Thatcher a little bit of medicine, putting pressure on the ball, away from the basket, making them work to bring the ball up the court.
Rob Carter, a 6-foot senior guard, is coming to the ball game now for the Thatcher Eagles. Ruiz with the ball, but he has just had nowhere to go with it. It's Hardiman.
And as a shooter, you want to be able to shoot the ball on the catch and shoot, not off the dribble. And Ruiz is a catch and shoot type of a shooter, and Paul Hardiman is just keeping the ball away from him, making him work.
Super defense by the entire Valley Christian team. Good communication. We see the switching out there.
They're opening up. They're letting the person going away from the ball through the screens.
Krug with the easy rebound. The big guy brings it up into the front court.
That's what you like. You hate to see the big guy handle the ball, but that time it wasn't the big man's fault in missing the pass.
Krug on the turnaround. Can't get the touch. Majesty there to collect the offensive rebound. His putback is off the mark, but he does force the foul. Majesty with 19 in the 16-point win yesterday.
And you can't teach size. They always say that, but when the ball goes up, it's everybody's ball. Here you see Andrew Majesty just tap it and go after it with that size advantage. He's taking advantage of Thatcher Eagles because of he's able to go after the ball and keep it up high. And once the ball is up, he has great size to stay with it.
John Kiemeyer's coming to the ball game now for Valley Christian. Wearing number 22, 5'10" senior. Quick pass out to Hardiman. He'll shoot up the 3. Leaves it short. Rebound Eagles.
Thatcher has done a pretty good job of keeping the ball, the rebounds at an even point. Even on the offensive end, they've missed some, but they've also grabbed their own offensive rebounds and had second chance shots to just miss some easy down low baskets.
Right wing is Ruiz, off to Johnson. Johnson, strong right hand move. Good power move that time by Johnson. Nice shot, but he does draw the foul.
A nice move going to the basket. Here you see Leon Johnson just take the ball strong to the basket. Melhorn gets over there a little too late. Crew couldn't get over to help him. That's what you have to do against that defensive pressure they're putting on you. Take the ball to the basket, wear him down, get some easy basket, or go to the free throw line.
Thatcher 53-38 win yesterday over Tucson Desert Christian. Johnson can't get the free throws. Majesty on the reverse. Got himself too far underneath the hoop that time and unable to cash in. So back comes Thatcher. 5-2. Trojans with the lead. Nearing the 2-minute mark here in this opening quarter of play of this 2A boys final.
The defense the Valley Christian is putting on. Thatcher's doing a great job of opening it up, making everybody work, moving the ball around the horn.
Johnson outside. I get top to Brigham Stevens. Krug trying to extend the defense a little bit on Householder. Householder gets it underneath, forces one up, and got himself way underneath that time and nowhere to go. So back comes Hardiman and Valley Christian trying to extend this 3-point lead.
Thatcher goes into the man-and-man. They're putting pressure on Valley Christian as well.
Melhorn with a nice pull-up, took his time. The 6'5" junior was looking to pass, kind of soften up the defense, and got the easy 6-footer.
That little 6-footer, because he's 6'5", he's still taller than the Thatcher player, still able to shoot over him quite easily.
Johnson, the long three-point strike won't go. And Krug claims the rebound. Hardiman, quick pass up to the front court. Keymeyer, the runner, off the glass, a pretty kiss.
Push the ball up. Valley pushes the ball up in transition. Even though they're a big team, they still like to get out and run the ball.
9-2. Valley Christian with the lead. Defending champs have come out looking strong here as Householder unable to handle the pass. Goes out of bounds, and a wholesale substitutions here. Here's the Valley Christian Trojans.
You see Paul Hartman pushes the ball up. No bounces, goes straight to the basket. The thing that you see Valley is substituting now. The guys got tired because they're working hard on the defensive end. Thatcher's making them work on the defensive end by moving the ball around the horn. And Thatcher got themselves in a little trouble early by creating some quick fouls.
See the early turnover numbers there, 4-2. Troy Thielen, 5'9" senior at the point. Long jumper off the mark. The follow, no good as well. Long rebound, tapped out and controlled. John Keymeyer grabs it. 20 seconds to play here in this first half. Thielen will hang on. They'll work to the last shot.
Better matchups down the stretch. You got the smallest teams on the floor now with Valley Christian smaller lineup in, giving the big guys a rest.
Back outside. 6 seconds. 5. Keymeyer stripped by Ruiz. 2 seconds. He tosses up a three-point runner at the horn. Won't go. And 1 quarter complete. Here in this 2A Boys Championship, the defending champions with a 9-2 lead.
Now's the perfect time to start shopping on TV at HSN. Discover well-known personalities, name brands, and new products you can't find anywhere else. And if you've never shopped with us before, we want to give you $15 to try us out. Just call 1-877-FREE-HSN, and the $15 is yours. HSN, the place to shop on TV and online.
Dramatic, elegant, exciting. The Arabian Horse World comes together again for the 48th Annual Scottsdale Arabian Horse Show every day, all day, February 14th through the 23rd. One day won't be enough to experience the shopping expo and see the finest Arabians in the world compete. Buy your tickets through Ticketmaster or at the door. Don't miss the Scottsdale Arabian Horse Show at the corner of Frank Lloyd Wright and the 101.
Pretty good opening quarter of play for the defending 2A state champions as we welcome you back to America West Arena. Championship Saturday continues here on Cox 9. Kevin Ray, Pat Lieber with you this afternoon. 9-2. The champs with the lead. Tony Scoggins back in the ballgame for Thatcher. He's going to have to be careful, though, Pat, with 2 quick fouls.
And the thing that you have to worry about for Thatcher is them getting tired. They've had easy shots. They missed them early. Here you see a good shot by the Thatcher player and Brigham Stevens knocking it down. Gets them off to a good start for the second quarter.
Brigham Stevens, just a great all-around athlete, all-state linebacker.
And he's going to have to put a lot of pressure and a lot of body on Tim Krug and Andrew Majesty down low.
Boy, nice entry pass from Hardiman right on the money, and Krug knows what to do with it when he gets it.
And when you have crisp passes like Valley Christian just showed, you'll get those easy over-the-top passes because the defense is wearing down and they don't know where the ball is because you're constantly moving.
Ruiz, probably the cleanest look he's had all day. Can't knock it down, and Krug claiming another rebound.
And he's got to take that shot because that's a catch and shoot where he shoots the best. Catch and shoot the ball opposed to having to work on that off the dribble.
Quick move by Krug, looks to the weak side, and Melhorn 6'5" junior buries it.
He's one of the guys we left out, but this Valley Christian team has scores all over because they score a lot of points. They get the ball up and down, and Melhorn has come in and taken the shots that he's been given.
Now they average on the season better than 74 points a game and shoot a phenomenal 52% from the field.
And now those high field goal percentage shooting comes with the big players down low like Tim Krug and also with Andrew Magus.
Hardiman on the pass up to Krug, going in for the jam, and he gets tangled up on the knee by Nick Elkins, the 6'3" senior. Otherwise, Krug may have torn the rim off with that one.
So you see Valley at their best, playing on the defensive end, get a hand on the ball, and then the big guy running the court, and the only thing you can do is foul him, and hopefully you foul him before he makes the shot in that situation.
On the season, just a 67% free throw shooter. I'm sure if there was any weaknesses to his game, it would be that, scouts would tell you.
Well, if you know that going in, you've got to put him on the line and make him earn him down there, especially when you're in a mismatch situation. Valley Christian had a lot of substitutions in the end of the first quarter. We saw all the starters come back for the start of the second quarter.
Well, Krug not looking like a 67% free throw shooter there as he knocks them both down. A 30-second timeout being called here by Thatcher. 15-4 Trojans lead. And you hear so much about this offensive firepower from Valley Christian, but I'm just as impressed with their defense.
Their defense wins games. I think they know that. You see Paul Hardiman getting out, putting pressure on the outside. You see Brian getting out there, Robert putting pressure on the outside. But the big thing that they're known for is that their inside game. Here you see them get inside. Get the ball up, keep it down low, mismatch. And when you got a Thatcher player that's only 6'2", 6'3", playing against a 6'8" player, he's going to lose, especially if he's able to keep the ball up and get the guys passing the ball crisp around the horn to him.
And their entire front line just outsizing anything that Thatcher can throw at him.
And one of the things the Valley's able to do is they're able to put pressure on because they know they've got that protector and that good 6'8" defender in the backcourt in case someone gets beat to the basket.
Johnson calling for the low post. They can't get it to him. Ruiz outside. Hardiman locked up on him defensively. On the turnaround, Johnson. Ruiz on the tap in. Gets it.
Get the baskets any way you can, and they're working the board.
There's Krug. Quick release down the floor. He falls with the big jam.
And that's the scary part. The big guy running the floor like a guard. Paul Hardiman keeps his head up, makes that easy pass up the court, and great hands for a big guy on the run to catch the floor down.
Well, he really does. Nice soft hands, and you keep the big fella running when you get payoff passes like that. Scroggins just beyond the top of the key.
And you know, even though Valley's defense is pretty good, Thatcher's pretty good at getting some pretty good shots.
Ruiz having to kind of force one up there. Hardiman quickly up into the front court. No look dish down inside Majesty. Baseline turnaround. No good. Scroggins clears it for the Eagles.
And you look at it as a tired-looking team, and Thatcher looks more tired than Valley does because they were able to substitute.
Johnson on the pull-up. Buries it. 17-8 Trojans with the lead.
That's a good shot. You're taking it in transition. You're 8 foot. The defense is sitting back. Take the shot that's given to you.
Brian Roberts off the feed. Down long distance and gets the three-point connection.
And when you see Brian Roberts shooting like that, that opens up that inside game for the big guys down low.
Well, you see head coach Kenny Smith just shaking his head in exasperation. Doesn't have the firepower, doesn't have the depth to match what Valley Christian throws out there on the floor as he calls another timeout here, just trying to buy his team a little rest.
And here you see Leon Johnson just putting the ball on the floor, getting a good look at it, going straight up and shooting and knocking it down. They've got to take those shots. But on the other hand, you got someone that's shooting the ball from the outside like Brian Roberts off of a great feed by Paul Hardiman. But at the same time, Valley's working their power game. Krug is running the floor, getting easy dunks, getting layups, putting the Thatcher Eagles backpedaling on the defensive end. And that's what wins ball games.
Well, Championship Saturday will continue. The AIA High School Basketball Super Saturday will continue here on Cox 9. I want to make sure you stay tuned for our next championship basketball game immediately following this one, the 3A Girls Championship between the Monument Valley Mustangs and the Round Valley Elks. We will have a new champ as Monument Valley knocked off Tuba City last night. Tuba City vying for their 4th straight crown.
And in this game here with Thatcher, Kenny Smith, Coach Smith is calling some great timeout, knowing that he doesn't want this ball game to get out of reach, and every time Valley makes that run, he calls a timeout and stop the run.
Both teams shooting the ball pretty well this quarter. Valley Christian 4 of 5, Thatcher 3 of 6, but it's the three-point shots that have hurt Thatcher. Inside, Householder has it blocked from behind by Cruz, went right back to him. Unfortunately, it was on the inline.
And what you saw that time, Valley Christian went into a 1-2-2 zone. Thatcher wasn't ready for it, and you see Valley giving Thatcher a different look on the defensive end.
Dana Householder, another one of those great all-around athletes, all-state kick returner for Thatcher. Hardiman, nice take down the lane.
Nice high pick and roll. No roll necessary because Paul was able to get to the basket and finish with an easy layup.
Kind of froze the defense with that look away.
And when Thatcher's defense is sitting back, not watching the ball, watching their man, and there's no help side when Paul Hardiman goes to the basket.
Elkins looking for some help. Comes back out high to Carter.
Now the last time Valley was down in that 1-2-2 zone, now they're back into that man-to-man.
Hardiman getting a little too aggressive that time, so says the official. That will be his first 13th foul on the Trojans.
Now Coach Smith is looking for someone to give him some scoring points because they've got to get some points on the boards. They've got to take the ball to the basket. If Tim Krug is going to block all the shots, let him block them. They've got to take the ball to the basket and get some offensive scores up.
Householder off the inbound. Gets it to Scroggins. Scroggins again with 2 fouls, so he needs to be careful. Kiemeyer reaching under the basketball. Back out to Ruiz. Ruiz looking for a screen. Pump fake on Hardiman. Got him up. Little baseline jumper. Nice touch by Richard Ruiz.
Ruiz get that shooter's roll. He's taking the shots. Tough for him to shoot off the dribble, but that time he's able to get the shooter's bounce.
22-10. Valley Christian with the lead. Hardiman likes what he sees out of that wide open three-point shot. Majesty tapping, controlling, and a putback is good.
You talk about size. That's not just size. It's taken advantage of by Majesty down low. That's a lot of effort that he's put into working the boards.
Ruiz moving past Hardiman. Gets it outside now to Stevens. Over to Scroggins. He'll shoot the long three. This one no good. Johnson had a hand on it, but it's going to be pulled away in traffic by Melhorn. Quick pass across the floor now to Hardiman. No look. Backward to Melhorn. Lines up the threes and buries it.
Nice skill pass across the floor. You get Paul Hardiman throwing it across floor to David Melhorn, knocking down that little short jumper. Transition points. Valley gets a lot of transition points. In essence, they score a lot of points in the game. But I think a lot of it is due to the defensive pressure that starts it and gets it going.
Substitutions waiting at the scores table again for Valley Christian. Ruiz moving past Hardiman again. Valley Christian wanted to charge, but won't get it. Majesty instead pulls down the errant shot. Back comes Kiemeyer over to Melhorn.
I think what you saw that time was Ruiz doing something they didn't expect, taking the ball to the basket.
Lob down inside to Majesty. He's going up strong and is pushed back by Johnson, but they say Johnson got a piece of the arm as well. First personal on Johnson.
You see this good ball, just holding the ball and throwing the ball over the top when the defense isn't set. And the defense is set because they know that Valley is pushing the ball up the floor, and when they push the ball up the floor, they've got to find the offensive player, and Thatcher is not finding the player soon enough.
Majesty a 61% free throw shooter on the season.
Talk about Valley Christian working the boards. We see Thatcher on the other end working their offensive boards too. But that size is keeping them from knocking, from putting it back. Worried about the shot blockers.
Majesty will take a breather. Gets the free throws and gives his team a 19-point lead, 29-10. Under 2 to play here in this first half. It's been all Valley Christian. Ruiz down the lane, tries to feed it inside, and it's going to be stolen away.
The defensive pressure that Thatcher puts on them, they got to worry about getting back.
Roberts lines up the three, can't get it. Krug there to collect the errant shot, and a traveling call on the senior center.
That's a perfect example of the size advantage the Valley Christian have. Tony Scroggins is probably the best jumper on the team, and that time you just saw Tim Krug just go over the top of him and take it without putting the body on him.
Trojans will pick up full court man-to-man here.
And the pressure that Valley's putting on is pressure to make them worried about what they're going to do with the basketball, but they really haven't forced turnovers in the backcourt.
Ruiz out high. It'll be Keymeyer trying to keep him quiet. Ruiz on the pull-up. There's that soft touch again from the senior shooter.
And that's what he's got to do. Thatcher has to score, and Ruiz is their scorer. He's got to score in any way possible, and that time he's able to score off the dribble.
As half of the team's 12 points. 29-12, lob inside to Krug again. Krug there, turnaround, point blank. Nothing that Scroggins can do.
There's no answer for that. That's just size, great passing from the perimeter down low. And Thatcher's doing actually a great job of putting ball pressure on the outside player with the ball.
Ruiz trying to move past Keymeyer. He leans back. This shot won't go. And a loose ball foul pulled down inside on Brigham Stevens coming over the top.
Yeah, this is something you teach guys. Just great ball movement, throw it up high. The only thing bad about that, Tim Krug brought the ball down low. Thatcher wasn't able to steal it, and he was able to convert the 2 points. But the thing that Valley does, they know he's there. They know Majesty's there. They're just lobbing it up. And Scroggins, the best jumper, the tallest guy on Thatcher's team, can't even get over it.
Well, it's easy to see this Valley Christian bunch has played a whole lot of games together. There is just that kind of unspoken bond out there on the floor.
And the thing you talk about on defense is talk on defense. And Valley you haven't heard them talk a lot, but they're all in the best position on the basketball court.
Trojans trying to get the last shot, won't get it. Up into the front court they come. Horn sounds. We head to the half. The defending champion, Valley Christian, with the lead, 31-12.
We'll never sell this ugly house.
Don't worry, we'll buy it.
Who are you?
Homevestors, the ugly house people.
But can you buy it fast?
We want a fair price, Mr. Homevestors.
Is this offer fair enough?
Sold!
Where are you?
All over the country. We're that familiar yellow sign. Homevestors. Call now, 1-800-946-9299. We buy houses. Yes, even ugly ones.
After slaying the terrible dragon, the brave Prince Charming rode in on his horse and rescued the beautiful princess.
Did they kiss, Mommy?
Yes, sweetheart, they kissed. And then they lived happily ever after.
Where's your Prince Charming, Mommy?
People in your life make all the difference. The best of times are the times with your friends. In my life, all my friends are with me till the end. Life is good when you've got your friends.
Business is about connecting with people. That's why Cox Business Services provides the latest communications technology and the promise that we'll be there to back it up.
Life is good when you've got your friends.
Back in this 2A Boys Championship in America West Arena, Kevin Ray, Fat Lever with you this afternoon. Glad you could join us. In fact, sometimes as a coach, adjustments seem very obvious, very apparent. You head into the locker room, if we do this, we'll come out, we can get back into this ball game. You're Kenny Smith. I'm not sure he has that feeling right now. I'm not sure there's any adjustments or changes he can make that is going to change the outcome of this ball game.
He's got to make some changes as far as putting the ball in the basket. Thatcher has gotten shots around the basket, hasn't made made them. Reese has had to work hard on getting his shot. On the other side, Valley Christian has done everything perfectly. They pushed the ball up the floor. They got transition points. They've moved the ball. But the most important thing they've done, they played tough defense.
Halftime here at America West. It's the Valley Christian Trojans leading at 31-12.
Never was much good at standing still. Always had to be running towards something. But I messed up. Having sex and not caring about what was gonna happen. Then I got HIV. 1 minute I was on top of the world. Now, I don't know where I stand. I only know I can't run away.
A message from the law offices of James Sokoloff on mesothelioma. Mesothelioma is a rare, malignant type of cancer in the lungs, usually associated with exposure to asbestos. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call the law offices of James Sokoloff now.
Call 800-800-9915. That's 800-800-9915.
Isn't it about time you start saving money on your monthly phone service? Well, now you can when you switch to Cox Digital Telephone today. You'll receive great savings every month with dependable service from Cox Communications. Plus, enjoy the same popular features Quest offers for less money. And you can even keep your existing phone number. Reliable service, crystal clear connections, and great savings, all from Cox Digital Telephone. So where's the decision? Call Cox Communications and start saving today.
Need cash fast? Just pick up the phone now for up to $500. Qualify in 2 minutes or less. National Money Service can help you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
You're welcome. The money you need will be in your account tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Let us help you with unplanned car repair bills, medical bills, household repairs, or anything else you need money for. So if you need up to $500 before your next paycheck, we can help.
Call now.
Call National Money Service now.
Championship Saturday rolls on here on Cox 9. Our 2A boys state championship, the defending champions, in pretty good shape after one half of basketball. They lead the Thatcher Eagles 31-12. Kevin Ray, Pat Lieber with you this afternoon and on through the night. 2 more state titles yet to be decided. One of the state championships that has already been put in the books for 2002-2003. The 2A girls, Valley Christian and Thatcher. Yes, the same 2 schools going at it for the ladies. And early on, it looked like Valley Christian making their first finals appearance would dethrone the 2-time champs, but with a big game from Jasmine Smith off the bench. Instead, it was the Eagles who came up with a big push in the 4th quarter, and they go on to win it 38-35. 3-time state champions, and we congratulate them. Just an impressive run as Lee Merritt in his first year head coach there for the Thatcher Eagles, taking home the state crown.
First of 7 state championships for Thatcher in the next 9 years.
What a history of Thatcher basketball. You see the 78 team being honored here, the guys team being honored. You see the girls team win the 2003 state championship in the 2A championship game earlier today, and now you see the men or boys team in the 2003 championship against Valley Christian.
6 straight titles, still a record in the Class 2A in boys championship basketball. When we come back, we'll have highlights and stats from the first half of this 2A boys crown.
You cruise the internet, you want to move. So why take a long, slow drive with that old dial-up jalopy? Or get bogged down by that Quest 256K DSL clunker? Cox high-speed internet lets you ride the net the way it was meant to be driven. Blazing fast. With Cox high-speed internet, you'll get supercharged downloads up to 10 times faster than Quest DSL. And 100 times faster than dial-up. Call 623-594-4320 and get free activation with Cox Fast Connect.
These guys aren't ours?
No, civilians. The best and brightest of the bottom of the barrel.
America has a new secret weapon.
You're Triple X.
And the world has a new kind of hero.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
This is gonna be one hell of a trip. Wow! How long have you been a secret agent?
2 days.
Vin Diesel is Triple X. Order it on in-demand pay-per-view. Get extreme action delivered home on Cox Cable.
If you currently have Quest phone service, you're paying more than you have to. Switch to Cox Digital Telephone and you'll receive great savings every month over Quest with dependable service from Cox Communications. Plus, enjoy the same popular features Quest offers for less money. And you can even keep your existing phone number. So get reliable phone service for less than you're paying Quest. And keep your existing phone number. Call Cox Communications at 623-594-1144 and start saving today.
The stars of professional tennis are returning to Scottsdale. Come see Andre Agassi defend his title against U.S. Open and 14-time Grand Slam champion Pete Sampras. And one of the fastest rising American stars on tour, James Blake. It's the Franklin Templeton Tennis Classic, presented by Business Objects. March 3rd through the 9th at the Fairmont Scottsdale Princess. Tickets are available at all Ticketmaster outlets. For tournament information, log on to ScottsdaleTennis.com. Come out and see the stars.
Back in America West Arena, the 2A Boys State Championship here in downtown Phoenix, and with you live here on Cox 9. Glad you could join us this afternoon, Kevin Ray, Fat Lever, as we continue on Hoops Heaven, if you will, Fat. And right now it is very heavenly if you're the defending state champion, Valley Christian Trojans. They have done very little wrong, and for Thatcher, they've got a lot of work out in front of them.
And Kevin, you talked about it. The championship goes through Valley Christians. They're the defending champ. They're playing like defending champs right now. And Thatcher, they've got to work to get back in the ballgame. They've got to score some points.
Let's get you to some of the first half highlights. And Tim Krug, we knew would figure to be a big part of today's contest, as he is every night. And right there, just nothing they can do to stop that.
They can, and what they're doing is moving the ball around the horn. You saw the ball over the top. Here you see they try to throw it long to him, but in the other end, you get Stevens steal the ball. Elkins comes in, pulls up a little short jump shot, goes in. Transition points for the Thatcher Eagles, but on the other hand, you got the big guy down low. Paul Hardeman just does a great job of throwing. No weak side help. Krug is able to put the ball in the basket. And on the other end, Thatcher, Leon Johnson comes down, pulls up the jump shot. That's not his strength. He's got to work down low. And similar to what Krug is doing on the other end, but at the same time, here you see Richard Ruiz. He's not a dribble type shooter. He's a catch and stop shooter. And they're just working. But the biggest thing, Valley Christian is doing, they're working the boards. Andrew Majesty here. Those are hustle points. The hustle points and the putback that he gets here is working for Valley. That's what they have to continue to do. And Thatcher, they have to stop the inside game and get their running and transition games to fruition.
See the leading scorers for the Thatcher Eagles, Richard Ruiz, as you pointed out, not a dribble, penetrate, shoot type player. He is a guy that prefers to come off the screens, and credit the defense by Valley Christian for really forcing him out of his comfort zone. Then for the Valley Christian Ball Club, Tim Krug, not surprisingly, leading the attack with 10 points. Majesty 7, Melhorn 7, Roberts with 3. They just hit you with so many different players.
And that's what they've got to do. Different scorers coming in from different positions. They know they're going to score down low with Majesty and Krug. When you shoot the ball from the outside like Melhorn did, you're going to win ball games, and that's why they have the lead.
Rebounding will win you a lot of games along with some good defense, and right now that is exactly the case for Valley Christian, not to mention shooting 50% from the floor. The other thing that we have noticed, Pat, is that even when Thatcher has had some open looks, they seem to be rushing it because of the defense, maybe the 2 or 3 previous times down the floor.
That defensive pressure that Valley Christian is putting on Thatcher is giving them trouble. But what Valley is also doing, they give that quick look to show that, hey, we can sit back in the zone. They sat back in the zone, and as soon as Thatcher adjusted to it, Valley went back to that tough man-to-man pressure that put Paul Hardeman on Richard Ruiz outside. Tim Krug didn't let anyone get to the basket, with not shot blocks, but just knowing his presence since he's there.
We'll have the second half of this 2A Boys Crown when we continue with Championship Saturday on Cox 9.
We were friends. He said we could be better friends, so we did it. Then I didn't hear from him. Then I got a call from one of his friends. And he was like, "Come on, let's go out, have some fun." Sure we will. Sure we will.
Dramatic, elegant, exciting. The Arabian Horse World comes together again for the 48th Annual Scottsdale Arabian Horse Show every day, all day, February 14th through the 23rd. One day won't be enough to experience the shopping expo and see the finest Arabians in the world compete. Buy your tickets through Ticketmaster or at the door. Don't miss the Scottsdale Arabian Horse Show at the corner of Frank Lloyd Wright and the 101.
Cover region. Joe Sweet.
Championship Saturday here on Cox 9. Kevin Rafe, Pat Lieber as the 2A Boys Championship at the half. And the defending champion Valley Christian Trojans with a comfortable 19-point lead, 31-12. And Tim Krug leading the scoring attack for the Valley Christian Trojans. He has 10 points. If you're Thatcher, clearly that had to be the focal point of the halftime discussion. How do you try and keep this guy's hands off the basketball? He's not only hurting him inside, but transition, we've seen him as well.
And that's the key, Kevin. The transition points hurt you more than the post-up down lows. And what Thatcher has to do is they've got to put a body on him. And when who's ever putting that body on him, make sure they push him away from the basket so he can't just line up within the painted area 2 feet away from the basket. If they push him a little further away from the basket, then they make him shoot jump shots. They don't give him layup. And even if he shoots a jump shot, you're able to at least put a hand up on it. In the first half, you saw the whole time, the ball's down low. He's in the painted area. You can't stop him down low. When you talk about Tony Scroggins, who's only 6'3", for a 6'8" guy, you can't stop that. And then the other thing you want to do, you want to put pressure on the basketball. To put pressure on the person who's making that pass, if it's a hard enough pass for him to make, he can't just lob it over there. And when there's pressure on the ball, you give the defense a chance to have that weak side help that they didn't get on that last play we just saw.
Well, I tell you, there's no denying that the entry pass is getting in there a little bit easy for the Valley Christian Trojans, and they're going to have to find a way to extend that defense. Well, March 28th is a deadline to nominate student athletes, administrators, officials, and coaches from throughout the state for the AIA Everyday Heroes Awards Gala to be shown live here on Cox 9 at 7 p.m. on May 31st. All you need to do, take your nomination and go online at www.aiaonline.org. Make that nomination today, and March 28th deadline is fast approaching. I'm sure some of you have to know an administrator, a school official, an individual who has been influential in improving your school's athletics, academics. They'll make a difference and get online. Both teams out shooting their second half warm-ups. Ruiz, I'm sure, leading scorer with 6 points, feeling a big part of the burden right now. He just has not had very many open looks, and when he has, they've oftentimes been rushed.
And that's the key, Kevin. He has to get open looks, and you have to look on the defensive end. Paul Hardiman, he's done a great job on him. When he wasn't in the ball, when Paul Hardiman wasn't in the game, he got a good look from the corner, didn't make it, but what Richard Ruiz did to his credit was he put the ball on the floor. He took it to the basket. He missed some easy shots. He missed his open jump shot. He missed a shot going to the basket for the layup, but he can't worry about that now. He needs to score, and any opportunity he gets to score, he's got to take it.
It's safe to say, Pat, that the first probably 2 to 3 minutes of this third quarter go a long way in determining how much of a ball game we've got heading into the final period of play.
And that's where Thatcher's going to set the tone. They've got to set the tone, get in their type of a game. And their type of a game is not letting a 6'8" center beat you down the floor, easy transition basket. And when the ball comes on their hand, they got the ball, they've got to take the shots and then put some pressure on the outside, on the inside, and then once they get to in that full court trap, we haven't seen them trap as much as we did in the earlier games.
Coach Greg Hodge Ogsma going over a final few instructions for his team. And Kenny Smith doing the same for the Thatcher Eagles.
See what pep talk gets the Thatcher Eagles going, whatever it takes to get them going, because it's critical. Like we said earlier, it's critical for them to get off to a good third quarter start.
Trojans will begin the second half with the basketball. Krug calling for it. They nearly come away with a strip. Back to Hardiman. No-look dish outside to Roberts. Quick feed inside Krug. Easy lay-in. Missed the first one. Nobody there to counter the second one.
And that's the key. They got it in the first time. You see Scroggin's got a hand on the ball to deny. Put some pressure on it. But the second effort, they got the ball back. Valley Christian kept doing the same thing. Let's get it in low. And Thatcher has to stop that.
Leon Johnson spinning into the paint. Throws up a wild left-hand shot. Krug clears. Releasing is Roberts. Roberts goes in with the right hand. Blocked from behind by Brigham Stevens. Back down the floor is Melhorn. Out to Hardiman. Sets up, shoots the long distance three, and sticks it home.
And that's what kills you for Thatcher. That's a hustle point for Valley Christian. They got the ball and off the floor, picked it up, kicked it back out. Paul Hardiman knocks down the three. Now we see Valley sitting at man-to-man, but all Tim Krug is doing is staying right in the middle. He's not moving out of the paint.
Johnson steps back, has to settle for a long three-point shot. Gets the long bounce to come back to him.
And look at Krug, he's sitting there right there in the middle. Who's he guarding? His man is going out. He still hasn't come out of the paint, so
that covers about a 6x6 area.
He's just standing there, and if he puts his arm up, he's covering the full length of half court.
Johnson takes it down inside. Nice thought as he tried to feed it to Nick Elkins. And one of the defenders got a piece of it, so it will remain with the Eagles.
And here you see them moving. You see Elkins going to the Leon Johnson going to the basket strong, but not getting the shots that he want to take.
Ruiz on a little runner down the lane. And he has spent about all the offense they've had today.
And that's what he needs to do. He's scoring that little one-hand runner. Score any way you can. And that way you get your team back in the ball game, and he has to be able to do that.
8 of the 14 points. Majesty with a nice catch and feed down inside to Krug. Stripped away. It'll remain Valley Christian basketball.
And that's what we talked about earlier, that weak side help. You saw Rich Ruiz go over and get the ball down low when Tim Krug brought it down low.
Out to Roberts, gets the screen from Krug.
I see Thatcher going to a 2-3 zone. Let's see how they match up in there.
Lob inside again to Krug, and just pinpoint passing, and Scroggin's there, but a little too late.
Pinpoint passing, especially, we're sitting here at courtside. We can't hear the Thatcher Eagles talking on defense, and made the comment earlier. Defense, when you're talking and you're helping, you get that weak side help and get someone to know what you're doing, and you can't hear that from Thatcher.
Over to Scroggins, now back up top to Stevens. Stevens sets a screen, nice spin move by Ruiz, lost the handle. Scroggins takes it across the lane, and it'll skip out of the hands of Harper, and then fall to the hands of Elkins.
And you saw two nice moves getting to the basket. Thatcher, they're getting to the basket. They're not making shots in the painted area, whether it's Tim Krug or they're just missing shots. That's why their field goal percentage is so low.
Hardiman lobbing it inside to Krug again. Pass it out to Roberts. Feed it to Majesty. Straight away 15-footer. Beautiful long movement. And it flips it off with a straightaway jumper.
Inside, outside. Tim Krug had the presence of mind. No, didn't have a shot. Kicked it back out. But he kicked it back out to a big guy who knocks down a short jump.
Things quickly beginning to unravel here for the Thatcher Eagles. As we are not quite 4 minutes into this third quarter. Hardiman spinning off at the top of the key. Loses his dribble.
The thing that we said is the Thatcher Eagles had to dictate how the game was going to be played, and that hadn't happened in the first 4 minutes of the third quarter.
Melhorn on the pull-up. Can't get it. Quick pass down the floor to Johnson. Johnson, little stutter step. Fade back from 10. And Roberts got a piece of the arm, they say, so Leon Johnson will go to the line. Johnson, a 6'1" senior.
We saw Johnson put on roller pushing short jumpers in transition, but when he's going one-on-one, you can't see it on the film, but you see Tim Krug running back to the defense, and he's beating the smaller Thatcher Eagle players down the court on the from transition from defense to, from offense to defense.
Johnson missing the pair, but the long rebound comes back out. It's going to be controlled by Stevens for the Eagles. Ruiz comes off the screen. Lost the handle for a moment. Falls back from 10. Wanted a foul. Won't get it. But the Eagles controlling again off the offensive rebound. Stevens lines up the three-pointer. Won't go. Those tall trees in the middle wearing white. Roberts gets a hand on it. And now he's traveling.
That's what will get the Thatcher Eagles back in the ball game. That type of hustle. Even though they missed the shot, they're battling down low for the rebounds. They're tapping the ball back out. Someone on their team is picking up the loose balls, and that's what a scrapping smaller team has to do.
Greg Hogsma, perhaps sensing his team a little tired, comes back in with his substitutions here.
Keep them fresh, keep the fresh players in.
Tyler Liston and Keymeyer among them. And now we get a loose ball foul called down underneath.
Brigham Stevens just pushed the offensive player or defensive player of Valley Christian up under the basket. Great play for Thatcher Eagles trying to get Richard Reeves that outside jump shot. Thatcher goes into their zone. He comes out the opposite end, gets a shot. Fatigue, working hard. He misses his normal easy shot.
Inside Majesty, a little head and shoulder fake. He throws Sprockets with it and got the easy push off the glass.
And that's what's been helping Valley all night long. If it hasn't been Tim Krug down low, then it's been Andrew Majesty getting his easy shots down low in the painted area.
Johnson on the baseline left finds himself in double team traffic. Krug comes away, releasing his Thielen, the 5'9" senior guard. Catches it.
Poor balance for Thatcher. Someone has to stay back. They know they're not going to get the rebound. Someone has to protect the backcourt so you can eliminate those easy layup baskets.
Coach Kenny Smith ready to come in with some of his own bench help here. Jumper no good by Elkins. Johnson on the follow will bank it in.
Bill Johnson. He's been working the glass, taking the shots when he's getting there. He's been that physical presence down low.
Majesty pulls up from 12, won't get it. Stevens on a rebound for Thatcher. Well, back come the Eagles, but they trail it big, 44-16 here in the third. Johnson tied up. Elkins finally having to come out of the corner to get the basketball, and now travel on Johnson.
That's just floor management. Having the ball in the corner, knowing that you get the ball in the center of the floor, you're able to do more things with it in the corner. The only thing you can do is pass it to the fence, which you don't want to do, or pass it down low.
Dana Householder and Carter both coming to the ball game now for the Thatcher Eagles. 2:37 remaining here in the third. Thielen comes off the screen, loses a dribble. Tries to pop it over to his teammate, and it will stay with the Valley Christian Trojans.
And that time you see John Kilmeyer not laughing about it because the ball went off his hand actually and went out of bounds, but they get the basketball back because the referee didn't see it.
Shane Polly comes into the ball game now for Thatcher. On the post up, nice strong move, and gets the home roll. The 34, Matt Hill, 6'3" senior.
And someone else is scoring down low. That's not a good sign for Thatcher when you get someone outside of Majesty and Krug from scoring.
Johnson, nice work to weave his way through traffic and gets the easy lay-in. One of the few times they have gotten at the cup of the rim without being touched.
Now we're at equal size advantages with Thatcher and Valley, where the big guys as far as Majesty and Krug out of the ball game.
Now Ruiz with a steal for the Eagles. Carter shoots the long three, can't get the roll. That'll be controlled. Householder down inside. He has it tapped away at the last moment by Tyler Liston.
Still a nice hustle point. I want to say we had a mix-up on the score sheet because I think John Kilmeyer is just going into the game right now, number 20. So John Kilmeyer is number 20, and number 22 is not John Kilmeyer.
Now they have it listed incorrectly then in the championship program. 1:27 left to play here in the third, 46-18. Trojans with the lead. Runner is blocked away as but now
now you see Valley starting to have fun. They're getting a lot of players in. They're getting the guys some chance to rest. And they're not losing much of a lead. These guys from Valley still coming out playing hard. And you see the Thatcher Eagles go into that zone trying to protect the inside.
Pull-up is blocked on the far side, and a whistle and a foul on Shane Polly. Tyler Liston will go to the line.
Now we talk about size difference. Size matchups being somewhat equal, and you can look on the floor and still see the size differential for Valley. Read from behind, nice weak side help. You get the players coming in. Dane Householder picking up the foul, but he's got help, and his teammates can rely on him. So Thatcher has to realize they're not out of the ball game. They just got to make some baskets.
Well, the Valley Christian team came in with 18 straight wins. Their last loss back in the opening play of region. And they were lost to Scottsdale Christian, 72-66. Ball's going to be stripped away by Keymeyer. He comes over to the front court. Dishes out now to Thielen. Long three-point shot. Tyler Liston from downtown.
And now you see the pressure. Valley had a great defensive presence in the first quarter, second quarter, and now the guys who's coming in off the bench are keeping up that pressure.
Householder drops a pass outside. It's going to be blocked by Liston. He grabs it. Liston will go in for the easy lay-in. Doesn't matter starters or subs. Valley Christian just keeps coming at him in waves.
And I hope he didn't get hurt on that jam attempt. No, not necessarily a jam attempt, but getting to the basket, scoring at will from Valley, and they're scoring because of the great defense that they're playing.
Back on the other end, a Householder trying to get a clean look inside. Misses this shot, does draw the foul, however. Elman Krupnik, 6'5" senior center.
You see the hustle play by Liston. He gets it. He's getting the steps together to go in for the dunk, but all of a sudden he loses it. Still makes the basket, but hopefully he didn't pull a hamstring or is too hurt, and actually he's coming out of the ball game.
It seems to be a little easier in warm-ups than it is in the game-like conditions.
Kevin, it's a lot harder after you put that type of defensive pressure on, and all of a sudden you get that breakaway. You go in for that dunk or that easy layup, and that wind just starts to suck you back down to the ground.
Eric Fraley is coming to the ballgame now, a 6'1" senior for the Trojans. Under 5 to play here in the third. Thielen out top. On a crossover, dish it out. Keymeyer shoots the three. Won't get it to go. 3 quarters in the books, and this one has been all Valley Christian. They head into the fourth, 8 minutes away from claiming back-to-back titles. 52-19 the count.
Never was much good at standing still. Always had to be running towards something. But I messed up. Having sex and not caring about what was gonna happen. Then I got HIV. 1 minute I was on top of the world. Now, I don't know where I stand. I only know I can't run away.
I'm Ronnie Deutsch. I have settled IRS tax bills for only $20. $20!
Ronnie was able to help us settle this debt for only $20.
Saved me $34,000.
Saved me $10,000.
When she says that she can settle this for pennies on the dollar, she absolutely means it.
If you wait, you can lose your chance to settle for $20.
Call the law offices of Ronnie Deutsch at 1-800-213-0300 for a free and confidential tax analysis. Call 1-800-213-0300.
You don't have to accept thinning hair or baldness any longer. There is a solution, a natural and proven solution that will restore your own hair permanently.
Call 800-MHR-4322 right now, and we'll send you your medical hair restoration information kit. You'll receive this award-winning video or DVD free.
You don't have to accept your hair loss. Do something on the outside that will make you feel great on the inside. Pick up the phone and call the number on your screen right now.
Well, 54% shooting and some Smothering defense has been the recipe for success today for the defending state champions here in the 2A. Valley Christian, as we welcome you back here to Championship Saturday on Cox 9. Kevin Ray, Pat Lieber, as we get fourth quarter of play underway, and starting much as it has been all day for Thatcher. A missed shot, lob from Hardeman to Majesty, streaking down into the front court.
And one of the things that Valley has done, they've brought their starters back in now. Their reserves came in at the end of the third quarter, played contention basketball, built up the lead, played very well. Now the starters come back in, and I'm sure we're going to see the reserve come back in at some point before this game is over with.
Chance for the Valley Christian fans and really all the fans to acknowledge this team's superiority, and which leads us to the question here, Fat. I mean, this team has been absolutely dominant, 63-3 in these last two seasons. You got to believe that as talented as this club is, they'd press some teams in the 3, maybe even 4A level.
And I think you look at it from their football program to the transition that Valley has made. They've come up, they've slowly walked their way through it, they've contended, they've won championships now, and now you see the talent that's on the floor. You see Tim Krug, you see Majesty, the workhorse down low, the talent that Tim Krug had, but also the effort that the guards are able to put on Thatcher. And I'm sure they'd be able to put that at the next level at 3A as well. With Paul Hardeman, John Kilmeyer, and all these guys that's come in, they've done a workmanlike task as far as competing, and they can compete at the next level, and they're going to get better because their program continues to grow.
And I think that play we just saw with Tony Scroggins, who is an absolutely fantastic athlete for Thatcher, he has just not had any room to do anything today.
He's not been able to get it because he's used to playing against smaller guys, and all of a sudden now you find taller guys who are just as athletic. And now every talk about changing your game plan, Valley didn't have to change theirs. Thatcher didn't change theirs because they didn't know what they were up against in a top caliber ball club like Valley Christian.
One of the only transition opportunities today, but Krug and company make them pay, coming right back the other direction.
That is called a shot on number 25. Richard Reese, his first, third. Individual line for Valley Christian, number 50.
So Krug will go to the line. 14 points on the afternoon. They haven't needed a dominating performance from any single one player.
And that's the key to a good team. Because if you have one player that's going to score all your points, get all your rebounds, and do everything, then you're going to key on that player. And when you have other guys that don't step up, and that guy's having a tough game or he has all his points, you still aren't going to win ball games. When you see a team like Valley who's get 2 guys, 3 guys who's going to score, and tonight you see 5, 6 guys who are scoring and doing things to help the ball club win, on any given night, any of those guys can step up.
Got inside, Leon Johnson. Krug on a rebound, quick release down to Keymeyer. Keymeyer loses a dribble, feeds it down inside, and Liston can't control.
And Valley Christian's off and running off the missed shots. And as soon as the ball goes up, someone's taking off for Valley, and Thatcher's not protecting the backcourt.
Back outside to Brigham Stevens. 3-point shot won't go, but it's Tony Scroggins there to pull down a rebound. They'll get another opportunity here.
We haven't heard Richard Ruiz's name in a while. He scored with 2 points early in the third quarter. Hasn't gotten off the basket, gotten off of a score in the fourth quarter.
We talked about Ruiz coming in being the real three-point threat. Very good three-point shooter. And this number tells you all you need to know. Over 12, Thatcher is as a team from beyond the arc. And Ruiz really hasn't even had a chance to take many of those 12.
And the rest of the guys aren't necessarily good looks. And as we say, they knocked the first one down. But at the same time, Valley has been going back and forth with different players, starting 5, reserve 5 coming in, and Thatcher still hasn't been able to get off.
Bob Corn, our statistician today. Ball is tapped away. Brigham Stevens has it. Now it's Keymeyer who picks his pocket. Keymeyer in a pull-up. Gets it blocked coming back the other way.
That's the second time we've seen Keymeyer pick the pocket up the Thatcher offensive ball handler. Those are just hustle points. Getting after it. Usually they call that reach around, but that was a clean steal.
Head coach Craig Ogsman wants to take a timeout here, and what he doesn't want to see, or any coach wants to see, is with a huge lead like this, you're just a few minutes away from a state championship, you just don't want to see the play get too sloppy. You still have underclassmen. You want to learn something while you're out there. Well, the AIA High School Basketball Super Saturday will continue here on Cox 9. Want to make sure you stick around. Our next championship basketball game immediately following this one. The 3A girls champs will be crowned. Should be a good one. Monument Valley Mustangs, as they dethrone Tuba City, the 3-time champ. They will face the Elks of Round Valley.
We talked earlier about the championship caliber of the team, but when you got guys that work as hard as Andrew Majesty, you just see right here, who works that hard and gets the team in the ball games, that's a good caliber team. And he's not even the star of the team, working that hard, not getting the notoriety. And sometimes the guys who don't get the notoriety are the guys that win championship. And I think you see in the Valley team, those unnamed heroes that are winning basketball games for Valley right now. And right now it's a whole team effort.
Thatcher's going to throw it away, coming back the other direction.
Checking in for the Eagles, number 24, Shane Pauley.
4:40 remaining, and there you see head coach Kenny Smith. It's been a long afternoon for he and his staff.
And one of the things you brought up earlier is when you got a great team like Valley Christian playing, and the fan support that they have, and everything that goes on, you want to reward the guys that sit on the bench and do the dirty work to make Tim Krug, make Paul Hardiman, make Andrew Majesty, make all these guys better players. And now they get a chance to show it in the most important game of the season, in the championship.
Well, that's how you begin really building the foundation for future championships, is getting these kids in, even in a route like this, to get them a little championship game experience.
And the championship game experience is better than practice experience.
Householder getting tied up on the baseline.
The only thing with the starters, their statistics aren't going to look too good, but it's going to look better when they pull up that championship-type trophy.
Another three-point shot knocked down by Thatcher is Rob Carter. With back-to-back threes now, 53-27. They count.
Now Thatcher's in a 1-3-1 zone.
Nice no-look pass from Keymeyer down inside to Michael Orr, the senior forward.
And when you're in a 1-3-1 zone, usually the baseline is the open position somewhere down low. If you can sneak a pass or get a good pass down there, down low, you can score.
Householder out to Ruiz, pump fake, step in. It has to take a tough off-balance leaner in the lane. Can't get it to go. Pass inside, Householder again. Got the defense extended too far that time.
Christian Ball checking in for the Eagles, number 40, Brett Nelson.
Troy Thielen will come in. Liston will sit down, and David Milhorn will sit down. 3:02 remaining in this one. Good ball movement again by Valley Christian, but a travel on Keymeyer.
And we also have to give the coaching staff from Valley a lot of credit, because they came in prepared. You know, they've walked through teams most of the course of the season, had the 2 losses, but at the same time they've always bounced back and went on long 5-6 game winning streaks after losses.
Well, these kids are playing in something they don't ordinarily do, and that's a back-to-back situation too, Fat, and sometimes that is overlooked.
And that's key. You're right, Kevin, because these kids, not just Thatcher, and not just Valley Christian, but everyone had to play back-to-back games. They played yesterday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They played the day before at 10. Now they're here playing this evening at 4 o'clock. So they've got to get rest, and maybe that's the key to success, is having that depth on the bench to bring these guys in at 4 and 5 at a time to give your starters a relief.
Baseline jumper won't go as Thatcher sees it roll out of bounds. Shane Polly had the open look off the baseline left. 2 more champions to be crowned before our day comes to an end here. Long 3-point shot put up by Elman Krupnik.
Saw John Kilmeyer go for a steal, put too much pressure, the man-to-man, and I see Coach Hawksman steps up and say, hey, take a step back, don't get the fouls, let's just keep playing, let's get some more guys in here to play and keep the rotation going.
Thielen will sit down along with Michael Orr. Turnaround won't go, and Tyler Liston pulls it down for Valley Christian. Krupnik on the pump fake. Kicks it back outside. Cross-court pass now to Keymeyer. Keymeyer in the lane, flip it up right hand. Trickles off the front of the iron, won't go. And on the putback, a foul is going to be whistled. Matt Hill, senior forward, will go to the line for Valley Christian. 1:20 remaining here in the ball game.
Playing time that these guys are getting, the younger guys on the Valley Christian team should build for next year, and the same thing for Thatcher. They've got to look at, they've got a senior-oriented team, but now they've got some of their younger players in, getting a chance to see what they can do in this type of atmosphere.
Well, only 3 juniors on this current varsity roster for Greg Hodgman, so next year figures to be, I guess, by the best description, a rebuilding year, not knowing what their junior varsity team did this season. But clearly the level of play at Valley Christian varsity, junior varsity, very high. Baseline jumper won't go for Eric Fraley. All these seniors wanted to get their name in the scorer's book today before it's all over with 1:01 remaining.
And that's the key. Now everyone wants that 2-point, or don't want that goose egg on the end of the score sheet.
Pass outside, Keymeyer. Well, he's had 4 or 5 looks. He's had a couple of shots blocked, and finally knocks one down.
But to his credit, he's put so much pressure on the defensive end and come up with a lot of key steals for his team.
Helps force one right there. Krupnik up into the front court. Big guy takes it down with the left hand. Can't get the finish. Tapped out, controlled. Krupnik gets it again. Steps out, back to Keymeyer. He'll shoot a 3. Krupnik, nice hustle play as he tapped it off the leg of the Thatcher defender.
So that's the key to championship basketball. And in championship games, everyone continues to play hard. And the best thing you see that's going on now is that there's no attitudes, there's no fighting, there's no argument. And the game is clean. It's been a well-refereed game. Valley has shown their superiority in this basketball game, but there's been a lot of composure from both sides.
Liston down inside. The countdown has begun here for the Valley Christian fans. They will just hang on and run it out, and they will proclaim themselves 2-time state champs. The Valley Christian Trojans, winners in 2003. Our final score, Valley Christian 58, the Thatcher Eagles 29. We're back for the trophy presentation after these messages.
Attention, the IRS will seize your car. Home.
For the Thatcher Eagles, 2-time state champions now for Valley Christian. They set the tone early and never looked back.
They did, Kevin. Valley came out, they played aggressive defense on the defensive end, on the offensive end. They got the ball down low, they worked it, and then they went in their transition game. And the best part of their transition game was Tim Krug scoring on easy dunk in transition.
Well, you see them being crowned, literally in this case, and enjoying what turned out to be an absolutely spectacular season. They finished the regular season 31-2. And over the last 2 seasons now, 64-3.
Nice record, and the process continues to grow. And the guys that we saw at the end of the ball game are some that are going to be expected to be back here next year.
All smiles for those young men. Well, more championship basketball ahead right here on Cox 9. You want to make sure you stick around. Next championship game coming up in just a short while, because the 3A girl champions are yet to be crowned. The Monument Valley Mustangs will take on the Elks of Round Valley. Super Saturday here on Cox 9, your home for high school sports.